what took place at this house. And you're going to be absolutely impressed. It's a disgusting thing that took place with me in the beginning. But I turned my life completely around.
It's amazing, isn't it? Joined now by child protection expert Mark Williams-Thomas. Mark, good morning to you. For him to get in touch with this TV station like this, what do you make of that?
Well, it's incredible, isn't it? I mean, why did he walk into the police station? I mean, he was obviously going there to talk to his parole officer, but why did he go in and why did he take the children? There's come a point in his life where he actually now says, yeah, let's come clean, let's deal with all these issues. It doesn't obviously deal with the issue of why he abducted her in the first place, but what we have is a unique case, and we are talking about a unique case. 60 children are abducted by strangers in the US a year. 60 compared to 6 in the UK. I was there last week in the US talking about child abduction, and it's a very, very rare case, and that is why we are hearing the detail of it and the magnitude of it, and which is why every media station's covering it.
And of course, while we focus on him because he's called in and the attention, I mean, nobody can believe that somebody can do such a thing. There are 2 daughters involved. Apparently, she's had 2 daughters with him. But really, what we should be focusing on is her mental condition and how she can begin to recover.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to have a lot of support now, you know, having lived with him for this period of time, not over the abduction in the first place when she was 11 years old, but obviously mothering children by him and the abuse that she took place. You know, this is someone that's been kept away from public, being kept away in total isolation, so her development is going to be stunted considerably. How she fits back into the public life and how she fits back with her family is going to be a massive battle.
It's similarities, of course, to Natasha Kampusch in Austria a few years ago.
Absolutely. Well, we've had a couple of cases. We've had Elizabeth Smart, who was recovered a year later. This is very, very rare for the recovery of children, but what is significant is the age of the child. And obviously in the UK, we've had the disappearance of Madeleine McCann. Madeleine was 4 years old, obviously. When we've got a 10 and 11-year-old child, the chances of them being recovered are significantly different. And one simple reason being is that you can't reason with a 4-year-old child, but you can reason with a 10 and 11-year-old child. You can say to them, this is where you're now living. You can't say that to a 4-year-old. They won't understand. And that is why the chances of a 4-year-old child ever being recovered, having been abducted by a predatory paedophile, is very slim.
So you're talking about a real mind control here. When Jaycee was taken, she was just 11 years of age. He could, or they could, him and his wife, Karina and his wife, could have reasoned with that 11-year-old and said, stay here, and she would have bought it and said, yeah, okay, I'll stay.
Well, as you grow older as a child, you start to be able to understand and contextualise the way things are given to you. So what she can understand is, as an 11-year-old, is that I have to deal with this abuse, but it's a way of life that I have to deal with. As a 4-year-old, you know that that is completely wrong and you'll complain and you won't be happy with it. You can't suddenly tell a 4-year-old, now start calling me daddy, whereas you can to an 11-year-old. Your parents are no longer here. If you ever tell anybody, you know, your parents will die. It's the power and it's the control that goes with it.
Some hope for those who are suffering the trauma of missing children, though.
Absolutely. I mean, as I say, I was in the States last week talking to Patty, whose son was abducted age 11. As a result of that, she will be saying, there's chance, and there has to be chance. They live with the hope that one day the child that they've lost will come back.
I know the police department never took down the posters and they never lost hope either.
Absolutely.
So, Mark, thank you.